What the hell are we going to talk about in this video?
I don't know.
Just going to wing it?
Yeah.
Let's wing it.
Let's wing it. Just keep that in the video.
Hey, hobby people, it's Chris and Jay from Lords
up?
of War with another hobby video.
Well, it's more of a, we got previews. We're rolling into preview season from Games Workshop. So what do we T-minus, I don't know, 2 days, 3 days to the LVO preview, which is probably the first big one of the year.
Yep.
And then after that will be the Adepticon one. So they kind of like to do two big ones, and they kind of set up the next 6 months or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I guess finally Dark Angels are coming in 2 weeks, and that's pretty exciting.
Yep.
Beautiful box.
Which means you're probably looking at like 4 to 6 weeks till regular dangles, like the whole launch happens.
Yeah.
Which will put it in like late February, early March.
Exactly. So we're kind of reached, I think, I don't know, call it, no, say the end of the previous cycle, I guess. So we're kind of like, yeah, they need to show us some more stuff.
Yeah. That's true.
So yeah, so you could call this a preview of the preview, but really we're just thinking about out loud, like what kind of based on what we know and what we think we know and what's coming up. So yeah, so obviously the big one will be in the summer, which will be, 4th at AOS. 99.999% probably happening.
Did we do a wish list video for that yet?
Maybe
we'll do another one.
Maybe we'll just do it again. I mean, suffice to say, I think the consensus there is not a huge overhaul. I guess just like, although the rumors are,
I heard a rumor that it's
be pretty big.
It's
actually,
like book blow up sort of thing.
Blow up. They might blow up all the books. Yeah, which is kind of crazy. I hope that doesn't become like too often.
Well,
but.
yeah, part of my thinking is like, and it would be really interesting because like for years, 40K was kind of like AOS was kind of leading the design space for their game, like major Games Workshop games. Mm-hmm. They were trying some new things, and you'd see sort of like 40K come out with a new edition and implement like some of them, but not all of them, like in little tidbits. Yeah, and this may be the first time in 10 years that it flips around. Yeah, and AOS may follow 40K.
I think so.
Template, which I would actually be for, very much for. I think a nice overhaul, simplification, cleanup.
I think the 10th, I mean, it makes a bit of sense because they've been slowly aligning Age of Sigmar and 40K on a core level to be almost like very similar. So the hit rolls, the wound rolls, mortal wounds, ward saves or trug saves, like those are basically the same. Giving, getting rid of having no tough. Well, there's still toughness, but there's what did they do? They do like degrading. When you take damage, your Titan gets worse and things like that. That's borrowed from AOS and certain sub phases and the way the combats work. It's very, very similar. Obviously, the main difference is stylistically. Like 40K will always be maneuvering and shooting, and Age of Sigmar is going to be winning combats and a little bit, and the positioning is a little more nitty gritty. It's like where individuals are standing, whereas in 40K it's probably where the squad is standing matters more than where each individual guy is. Anyway, so 10th Ed 40K blew it up. Like they said, we're going to go do a brand new codex cycle. Your old codexes are gone, and you're going to get index cards. And I guess Age of Sigmar may be due for that. I mean, the last time obviously was at launch. And that was 8 years ago or 9 years ago. So,
9 years, yeah. Well,
so 3 years,
9 years,
3 and a half, 3 and a bit editions, and so I'm like, maybe it is probably overdue. And so if you're wondering why it's necessary to do these things, is because like they want to make big enough rule changes that your old book just won't be able to just easily transfer over.
That's right.
And they don't want to have to do a patch job. They don't have to release like a page that you have to put into your book. I mean, there's also the business aspect. Selling books is making money, but
there's like if you imagine it almost like a car where you're like you're building an engine. Yeah. You make the 2015 edition of this engine. Yeah. And every year for 9 years, you make like adjustments to it. You strap on some new things, and by 2024, it's like it's kind of you've got the most you could sort of out of that engine.
Can't improve it anymore.
And you kind of just have to start from scratch again. So like there's a bit of that going on. Yeah. So. Yeah. I don't like. I think the business does favorably when that happens for sure because people have to rebuy. But at the same time, I do think there's like design restrictions on some certain things for sure.
Yeah. So I hope they take some of the quicker to play, easier to play. I think if they can transfer the mission deck from 40K and Age of Sigmar, I think that would be a brilliant stroke of genius to just flip some cards and set up a table with like cool caveats and stuff in there. So so there's that. Now I don't know what else is I think
well, there's a whole myriad of 40K books scheduled to hit the shelves. So this is sort of what happened last year. Like flip the script. Like we had 40K coming out in the summer. Everybody knew that.
Yeah.
So what was the first half of the year? It was basically like how many AOS books can we put out in 6 months, right? So that's the first half of the year for 40K is going to be a bunch of army book releases and like the occasional hero box for your guys.
Yep. Yeah. So I talked to some customers who maybe follow along with this a little bit more than I do, and yeah. So there's like again back to the rumor mill. I mean we've all heard of like Chaos Slanesh, like or Emperor's Children or whatever you want to call them in 40K, getting some sort of big overhaul or Fulgrim, plastic Fulgrim. Although that sounds like that would be probably much later in the edition because we just got resin. Horus Heresy Fulgrim, Demony Fulgrim, so it would be weird to have it back to back.
True.
And then there was like, I love these because this is where we get into like conspiracy theories and people like 4x zooming an image to get something, but someone from some trailer, someone saw that there was like the they showed Blood Angels, like Dark Angels, and like Space Wolves in like 3 little shots, and they're like, these are gonna be the. And they weren't new models. They were just like some video to do with something, and then so now we just got Dark Angels are coming, so that must mean that Blood Angels
must be next,
and Space Wolves are going to come somewhere in 10th as well. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we got one of those a year. It would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
So there's and then you're trying to keep the Primarch numbers about even. So there's like they talk about Rust coming back and. Obviously Fulgrim, so we need another one too. We need there's also strong rumors of like Vulcan or something. Any of the Primarchs that have more plausible return.
Sure.
Because I think it would make sense if you want to have 4 good guy and 4 bad guy Primarchs. I think it makes sense too. So anyway, that's all conjecture. But I think.
What do you think is going to be in the AOS box?
Oh, well, going by previous trend, we're going to have one half is going to be some Horde army because they like to value bundle stuff like that. I mean, I think Skaven would be a great candidate for that.
Yep.
Because
are they like the last classic range that's an AOS army now that hasn't gotten like the full overhaul? Probably, right?
I mean, they did get Island of Blood was their last sort of blow up.
But like since AOS has been out, you got like the Warriors of Chaos got a proper
AOS,
redo,
right.
Vampire Counts got a proper
Skaven's got
redo, Seraphon got a proper redo, Skaven got like a nice assassin.
We got like a Warlock Bombardier.
Those Skaven players, man, they are so dedicated.
Yeah,
I love it.
Dedicated.
They just
so that would be an AOSified or whatever you want to call it, Skaven thing that would also be usable in Old World. That would make great sense. Why not?
Skaven are in Old World.
Remember. They're not officially.
That's why
I love that there's already this like there's like if you're a PDF army, which means you can still play.
I love teasing people. It's so good.
But it's like but you're a PDF. It's like I'm in a book.
You're like
my army's in a book. Your army's in like a
sub. You're like a subclass. It's like a subclass.
It's so
you're gonna
bad.
play a PDF list.
PDF. Yeah. No one takes that seriously.
That's like playing the OG AOS armies, like Bretonnians, where you had to like yell something to get a rule or whatever.
Yeah, right.
It's a bit like that.
It is in the same vein. And even if you're at an event and someone's like, "What do you play?" I have my Codex army. You have a PDF army. You're like, "Judge, is this allowed?
Probably not.
Official? It's not in a book."
That's a sanction right there.
That's a sanction. Yeah. That's good. So that would be. That and then the other half, God only knows.
Can they do Stormcast again?
That could be the title of this video.
Can they?
Can we Stormcast more?
They Stormcast. Oh, I'm calling it already. Okay.
Okay.
Skaven 1/2. Because that gives them a great release to do it after in July on Skaven. Second half is going to be a remastered. Original Stormcast units. So you're going to get new Liberators, new Judicators.
Got it.
New
Primaris.
What are they called? The Paladins.
Retributors.
Yeah. new Dragon Knights, maybe.
That's true. We would be
All
due
new
to go
sculpts.
back.
Yeah,
To go all the way back to the start.
that's what they're
again.
doing. That's what they're doing. What's the Vegas line on that?
Oh, man.
What are my odds? What am I getting?
You know what? I'm not going to argue with you. That's probably very highly likely. I don't know what else it could be other than
Like I just feel like they like, you know, it's like it's almost like doors on a Christmas calendar. Like they don't have so many more chambers to open.
here's
You know?
here's the one. So there's yours is the most likely take. Mine is the fringe.
Okay.
The possible. Excuse me, but I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think they would put these in the starter box. But there's, excuse me, one faction that we're missing in the whole game, and it is the Dark Elves or the Shadow Elves. Or whatever.
Jeez, that would be a banger in
Now,
the box.
if we
Eh?
put those
that would
in-
blow people's minds. Yeah.
Yeah. Now they'll probably put those in
Yeah.
a lavish multi-$100 like spearhead box that you'll have to buy
You
first.
have to buy. Yeah.
And then 3-4 months later they'll general release it. That's the likely trajectory, but I mean in a starter box would be cool. That would be my want. I'm not gonna get it, but that's what
That would sell a lot of starter boxes.
it would.
Like that would be
It would.
very strong for sure.
Strong. Yeah.
Very strong.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
and then what else could possibly occur in the so we have obviously
There's some really obvious
the other
things.
games.
You got like Legion Imperialis has like a very simple track like that. It's going to be ahead.
Yes.
Like within the next month, you're going to see the rest of the stuff that was in the rulebook come out. And then maybe a month or two after that, you've got the rest of the releases that they've kind of shown off.
Isn't there?
I heard rumors, and maybe because there is a Horus Heresy spoiler this weekend happening at LVO
right, okay.
prediction. I've heard rumors about Solar Auxilia
Solar
and
Auxilia
plastic for Horus Heresy. That would be quite a banger.
What's the next chapter of regular HH?
I think that's important. I've
good.
kind of been
Need
saying
another
for like
faction.
you really need another faction in plastic for people to buy, right? And I get that it's a Civil War game and you can endless amounts of Marines on Marines, but
Yeah.
like there's a lot of people that have like already collected 2, 3, 4 Space Marine armies. Like
Yeah.
you just got to give them something else to buy, right? Like they need something else to buy.
They're always worried about these games
Yeah.
that have smaller, trajectory or whatever you want to call it, overall, how far they can grow it and invent things. And then the other thing with HH is eventually going to run out of big war machines and crazy guns and titans to make. So no, that's good. That'll give it some more life. More campaign books, please. They need
They've
keep
done
that up.
really well. Like the Siege of Chthonia book was cool. They need to do that. Hopefully the Solar Auxilia book, or however they decide to do it. Because I get that they already have one, but like they could re-release it almost like in a campaign book with like a whole bunch of
More
cool new
some new
content.
stuff.
I always like that, like a book that like if you're into Horus Heresy, you just kind of collect stuff. It's a bit like being into Necromunda. Like I'm into Horus Heresy. They should be striving to give every book they release should have stuff for everyone in it.
Yeah. So here's another thing that I don't know if they talked about this in the upcoming preview, but and I don't want to go. I think we should, but anyway, into this thing. But like, what is the rest of the year for Old World? Do you think? What do we?
Good question.
Because like, launch day is imminent. Like this week. Next week?
Yeah, it's this weekend. It's like
This
literally
weekend.
in 3 days.
Oh my
Now
God.
Memphis had a big snowstorm, so
Yeah.
I'm wondering now
For
if we're
North
even gonna
Americans- for North
Americans might not even be getting their product on time
It's going to be dicey
because
for
like
Saturday.
FedEx and UP, like they I was talking to my rep on the phone, and you have to realize like if you live in the northern U.S. or like in Canada or in like northern Europe and you're like used to snow,
Yeah.
these places they haven't really adjusted to like the climate change stuff yet, in the sense that like they don't have snow plows.
They don't have plows. Yeah.
Like,
They don't have salt,
they have
don't
a snow.
plows.
They have a snowfall, and like they're just waiting
have
for
winter
temperatures
tires.
to drop.
They don't have winter tires. They have not. Yeah, they literally and we're not, it doesn't even think about like 2 inches or something or whatever you want to call it.
Or
5
I guess
centimeters.
your other option is like call in the National Guard. Or
five
the Army,
centimeters
like,
of snow or 2
Yeah.
inches of snow or even
Yeah.
an inch is enough to just shut down a city like Memphis because it's just like they don't it only gets below zero like a couple days a year or whatever.
So it's not equipped for that.
And they're not. Yeah, so it's not even like a meme or a joke. It's just the kind of the reality of the climate that they're used to and where they are geographically. And yeah, so the timing was not great. And so if you're wondering, Memphis, the Memphis U.S. Games Workshop U.S. warehouse is in Memphis, and so all of us across North America will get all our product from that one building. And yeah, so if they're gonna probably try their best and slam boxes out and whatever. But some stores may have to wait till Monday or something. It's probably likely, but hopefully not us. But we'll see. We'll see.
So, what do I think? Old World. I think what I think they need to do and what I think they will do are a little different. I think here. I think they really need to get out more stuff to buy, because right now, unless you're starting a Tomb King or a Bretonnian army, it's really hard to build an army for Old World. It is.
Yeah, I quick ordered. I mean, who knows when I'll get them? I mean, soon. Some chaos stuff to build Warriors of Chaos army, and I've been purposely avoiding leaning leaks of the books. But I think it's safe to say Warriors, Knights, Marauders are probably going to feature. But that was okay. Seraphon is probably reasonable
if you want to build a PDF army.
Oh right, back to this. Sorry, never mind. So what?
Oof. Yeah.
Okay. So if I want to play, high elves, like high elves, and not Lumineth high elves, I've got there's nothing.
Correct.
I want to play wood elves, there's even less.
Yeah, we could just say nothing. Yeah,
there's nothing. If I want to play, what else? What is it?
Maybe we should list the ones you can build right now.
Oh my god! So you can build chaos. You maybe could do orcs.
Orcs are plausible. Because that's really just you're just kind of like looking at the AOS kits and working from there.
A lot of goblins, high elves, orcs, wood elves, warriors. There's one more, isn't there?
Beastmen. You probably could do Beastmen.
Wow, it's looking thin.
It's thin, dude. It's very thin.
How do I play this game?
You don't really. I mean, you and your buddy both buy the new army boxes.
The TKs are cool and all, but I just what if I? Oh man. Okay.
So hopefully they have a second. So the way I imagine the second wave coming is they're going to do 2 more army boxes. They're going to pick classic enemies. Like there's a ton to choose from in the range. Orcs versus dwarves, or Empire and orcs.
There's dwarves.
Empire and orcs. High elves and.
It could be goblins.
They don't have enough bad guys for it to be classic.
Could be chaos. Could be goblins.
Maybe.
Could be orcs and goblins.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because goblins have
they fought everybody.
Raided.
Yeah, that's true.
Ulthuan.
They did, yeah.
I don't know.
So,
or they can just re-release Holy Blood.
2 new box sets.
Yeah.
2 new box sets. And then... do you think the next box sets will have rulebooks in them? It'd be weird to do that, I think, right?
Maybe. Yeah, they could make them a little cheaper and just not have them. They could pack journals in.
I would probably do that. I'd put the journal in and leave the rulebook out because I don't think
mini DLC codex. Yeah. And I think they need to have this in the pipe pretty soon. Not like tomorrow, but maybe end of February. Or
I'd also like to see some made to order stuff happen.
Well, the made to order. This is the part that we were talking amongst ourselves a bit, and we're like, how? I thought at the very least, I was very certain that on day one or maybe the following weekend there would be a massive made to order and or just web order your White Lions and your whatever whatever orcs and hero. I thought they would have a lot of that stuff up on the website.
It must just be a capacity
Empire
thing.
Things.
It must be a capacity thing.
It must be.
They must just be we're already making Metal Ushabti. We can't also make Metal Sword Masters and this and that.
So here's another one, and people can comment. Did anyone at all have the option to buy the Forge World releases for Old World? Because at least in North America, maybe if any of you are from a crazy Asian time zone or whatever, They were in the product brief. They were in internal emails. They were on Warhammer Community. But on as of 1 p.m. Eastern, when it went live, there was no Bretonnian battle standard and foot standard. There was no Tomb King guy on foot. There was no damsel. They were just gone. And then when I went to the Warhammer community website, there was somewhere I went to click on links. It went to just a 404, a dead website. So they just
they scrubbed it.
They scrubbed it. Whew. They scrubbed the link. So no one knows what the heck happened there. And Games Workshop have said nothing. This is a very bizarre.
Another Kislev thing here?
Is it a Kislev thing? So they made models, previewed models, and then
they
didn't release.
They drew a bear, and then didn't release a bear.
That's true.
That's the same thing.
So this
right?
is the great mystery right now, and this is what's weird about whatever's going on here, because I think, and Chris made a video. Like I think the launch weekend. Well,
Last week,
until
yeah.
we get the product physically, it seems pretty successful. You know, we're gonna sell a bunch of books. People are generally excited. Like I'm going to get some stuff and cobble together an army and make some videos, and hopefully, you know, Chris and I will get to play a game, and that's really it's just, it doesn't seem, you know, it's easy to look at the sales of rule books and other books and some of the, you know, Tomb Metal, Shopti and stuff, but like none of this really means anything if we can't like actually use this product, I guess, like play games and whatever.
Yeah, and you're speaking to like the longevity of it actually, like selling, continuing to sell, right? And I think, like you said, their release kind of track for it this year is going to largely impact that. I think, right?
Yeah.
Like what follow-up products do they have? How are they going to maintain interest? Because we've seen this before with new things. When the trickle stops, that's when the interest drops off. Like,
really,
massively.
in that, like, it's like when a new PlayStation comes, and yeah, you have like the launch title, which is usually great, but then like you can only ride that for so long. Like you need to have the next AAA title or the next 10 titles out within the next 6 months or 3 months.
The launch title is Tomb Kings, so it's like
the launch title. Yeah, launch title is a remake.
It's a remake
of a previous banger.
Well, is it a banger?
With just like new graphics and like.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. You played a lot of God of War 5 or whatever we're on.
That's a great game. You compare it.
But it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, if like previous editions of God of War didn't sell or whatever.
Yeah, which they did.
They did. Yeah.
Anyway, but no, so we're.
So like that kind
I
of.
hope we get some even if it's just a stupid silhouette in the preview of like something. I think.
Well, I don't think there's any old world stuff in the preview.
There isn't.
I don't think so. I could be wrong. So with other specialist games, I think you'll see, you know, Games Workshop's pretty consistent here. Like you're going to see your Necromunda stuff come out sprinkled throughout the year. You're going to get your Underworlds Warbands, your Warcry stuff. Kill Team's been banging.
Yep. The Kill Team stuff.
I don't have any sort of like, I don't think there's really much to like guess. Obviously the Night Lords are coming out still. Yep. We were waiting on that one. And whatever cool. Like I'm really excited actually. That's one of my most, I love to see previews for Kill Team because it's always a cool unit I wish we had. Yeah. Like for years. Yep. Like the recent one with the Striking Scorpions is just absolutely awesome. Yep. You got you get the fact that they're releasing like a Night Lords box. Yeah. You're like, wow, I could like do a Night Lords army just from just that one kit.
Buy 6 boxes really cool. Or whatever, and there you go.
Really cool. Use like heresy vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super cool.
Yep. Yep. So anyway, So what are you looking forward to in the preview? And
what do you think's coming out this year?
What do you want to come out this year?
What do you want to come out this year?
Yeah. What are your thoughts? And that's right. So we'll end it there. Thanks again.
Killing it.
Obviously, like and subscribe helps us out a bunch. And we'll see you next week.
Take care, guys. Cheers.